Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Really hope you enjoy this one, hope it helps relax you or get you focused, whatever it is. Let's dive right in. I owe a few of you an apology. 37 male, 6 feet tall, starting weight 245 pounds, current weight 222, and goal weight question mark. I've been trying to get into shape and lose weight for years. If you go back far enough in my post history, you'll see that I posted here going back as far as 4 or 5 years. Like clockwork, I'll have a bit of success initially and then lose 15 to 20 pounds, hit a plateau, get discouraged, come here for help, and then people start telling me to count calories. But I can't count calories because I'm a special little daffodil. There were many excuses, but that's really what it boiled down to. Just like every weight loss attempt in the past, I had some initial success this time, but then I got stuck somewhere between 223.5 and 225. So what did I do? Did I start counting calories? Frig no. I worked out harder. I started exercising harder and more often than I ever have in my life. And what happened to that number on the scale? Not a damn thing. For 6 weeks, the number on the scale has continued to float between 223.5 and 225, and my body is paying the price. My muscles and joints are utterly beat to crap right now. I hurt all the time. Then, last week, in a last-ditch effort to save my weight loss plan, I finally gave in and decided to start counting calories. I bought a little journal to log everything, I got a digital food scale to get all official with it, and that's when I discovered that the burritos I've been making for myself lately are clocking in at close to 1,000 calories each. I had been eating 4 of them a day. So I revamped everything, logged my food and beverages as best I could, and decided I'd give it a couple of weeks. It's been 5 days since I started counting, and 5 days since my previous weigh-in. I just hopped on the scale, and I've lost 1.5 pounds in 5 days. Y'all, count your damn calories. I know it isn't fun, but it friggin' works. Stop complaining and start counting. A quick disclaimer from Luke Narwhal before we jump into the comments. If you are someone who is prone to ED behaviors, do not necessarily count calories. See a professional. Don't just take the advice of someone online that counting calories is the best for every individual person. I spent years, decades, on just about every fad diet known to modern man. I followed them faithfully, exercise regularly, lose weight, and then only exercise and eat what I wanted, when I wanted, and the weight piled back on. I would say, I know I'm not eating a lot, but I can't lose weight. Even with the science background, I would claim that calorie counting didn't work for me. I was the exception. Calories in and calories out wasn't the method for my body. Except that once I really focused on calories, counted and weighed everything, and calculated my total daily energy expenditure, I discovered I was overeating by about 500 to 800 calories a day. Once I stopped doing that, the weight just melted off after several months. I didn't even have to exercise very much, but I've continued to reduce my calorie intake as my weight has dropped, and now I lose about 1 pound every 6 weeks. Overall, however, this 65-year-old short woman has lost nearly 80 pounds in the past 3 years, and it has made a phenomenal difference in my life. Seco works, and it works for everyone. You can't deny the actuality of thermodynamics. Another quick disclaimer from Luke Narwhal, Seco doesn't actually work for everyone, especially if you're someone who's prone to ED tendencies, so please always see a professional before doing anything to do with weight loss. Absolutely, and since it sounds like you eat a lot of the same food every day, you don't have to look at the package and enter all the ingredients every time. Once you know how much is in that burrito, you can just log it as one item, assuming that you weigh out the ingredients every time that you make it. For those of us that use apps to track calories, the meal feature makes it so easy. I have all my common meals already set up, so it's just one click to add everything for an entire meal into my log. It's really not difficult. I've always suggested to people that if they don't want to do it long term, count even just a few days. Every single thing that passes their lips. That way they can see what they're truly eating. When I started, I was shocked at my double coffees, 250 calories each, and I was drinking 2 a day, an extra 500 calories that I wasn't even considering. It all adds up. I'm so happy for you. My story is super similar to yours. I've tried it all over the past 20 years and have yo-yoed accordingly. Like you, I have seen the light and it's working. My husband has been chanting calories in, calories out to me in a loving, supportive way for years. And well, I finally started at mid-April and the weight is flying off me. I'm down 38 pounds in a little less than 4 months. All this to say, good on you. I'm so glad we figured out how helpful tracking calories is, especially in getting a clear idea of what we're consuming, and at least for me, how much, volume-wise, I was consuming. Let's keep this goodness going. Great job on the success, and an even better job on the effort that got you your success. My last weigh-in was 211 pounds, down from 264, counting and exercise. I honestly think that exercise is a big part of it too though. My overall health is way up since I started doing 30 minutes of cardio 5 to 7 days a week. But yeah, you can't exercise away a bad diet. Recently, I blew my own mind when I further realized dietary fiber and watching fat and sugar intake, basically reading labels, have a huge impact beyond calorie counting. I'm not sure that every calorie is the same anymore. Also, I've been looking at that ingredients list like a Whole Foods hippie. If it's super long, or if it has a bunch of words I can't pronounce or don't understand, I think twice about eating it. Of course, I'm not perfect. I still sometimes have a bag of garbage when I'm road tripping, but I'm in a marathon and not a sprint when it comes to this weight loss journey. Good job on the success, and I'm really rooting for you to stick with it. If you haven't already, please take some rest days. I understand the lure of exercise, quite apart from weight loss benefits. I'm a runner myself and get cranky if my scheduled run has to be deferred. That said, you shouldn't ache like that for a protracted period. More rest that's strategically applied to the exercise so you don't stagnate equals more and better progress. You will also notice a great deal of what appears to be weight loss as you heal up by resting. It's water and metabolic waste from your muscle repair being flushed out of your system. Actual fat loss is sadly much slower. 4,000 calories a day in a burrito, huh? That would do it. I'm currently trying to lose weight without explicitly counting. It's worked for about 25 pounds, but I've stalled. I know my habits have slipped and I'm not as diligent as I was, so I'm trying to work up the gumption to start logging everything. It's tough because everything that my wife honestly, are cooking right now is new recipes that we are adapting that we would have to work out the calories for. It's not helped that our kids are basically hunger striking in response to the healthier food, and we end up having to prepare 3 meals every time. I was honestly thinking about making a post very similar to this. I'm in the same boat. I never thought I was eating that unhealthy, or that much, or whatever. I swim 30 minutes to an hour a day, I walk 10k plus steps easily, I ride my bike, and I see nothing change on the scale. So I start to write down what I'm eating and I actually count. I was eating over 1,000 calories just for breakfast pretty easily, and more for some other meals. I was probably looking at 4,000 calories on average a day, more on days that I got lazy and would eat an entire pizza. It was my denial, plain and simple. I'm still not very good at it, but when I do track my eating, I lose at least a couple of pounds a week. When I don't track, like from June through all to July, I either don't lose a single pound or gain 1 or 2 total. Now I've got to be that guy. This is exactly what I needed to hear. For real, the 2 times I lost significant weight, I was counting calories. Sure, I was exercising, fasting, and all that stuff, blah blah blah, but the constant was that I was counting calories. This time, I've been working out like an animal for 2 weeks and haven't lost a pound. I am 98% sure that it is because of my eating, and I just logged my first meal in months 7 minutes before finding this post. Thanks, mate. This might be the kick in the butt I need to start counting my calories for real. Yes, it's a pain, but eventually it becomes second nature. One day you'll be able to eyeball something and have a good estimate of the number of calories that's in it. My husband and son like to play that game with me when we're grocery shopping. They'll pick random items and ask how many calories I think is in it, and usually I'm pretty close. My sister is very obese, and I tried for years to get her to count. She tries for a few days, says it's hard and that she can't do it, and stops. Even though she doesn't actually even measure or weigh anything, she just logs the lowest value she finds in the list and then wonders why it doesn't work. Anyways, apparently in her mind, going for a gastric sleeve was easier and less work than just counting calories. A few months into it now, and she now complains that she regrets doing it. Well, maybe, try counting before resorting to that. Congratulations to you, and keep up the great work. And that brings us to almost the end of the video, narwhals. Just wanted to say once again, disclaimer, always see a doctor before doing anything for weight loss, especially when it comes to calorie counting, because there are studies out there that people of certain age groups and certain tendencies, calorie counting can be a negative impact on their life and can lead to actually forming EDs. So once again, just talk to a doctor or professional first. We'll be ending the video on our featured narwhal of the day from our subreddit. You can join that in the description below. Once again, we have a podcast, so if you'd rather listen to these videos, you can do that now as well. That's also in the description below. Thank you for watching, narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one. Female, 30, 5'1", starting weight 66 kilograms, 145 pounds, current weight 56 kilograms, 123.9 pounds. Total loss, 10 kilos, 22 pounds.